I know, right? Amazing MNG. How you feeling? What's going on?
Happiness and love.
Happiness and love to you too.
I got me a little beverage.
Bev. You got the red
Kool
Bev. The red Bev going on.
Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. And I got my little water bottle right here. A
Okay.
little spring water and stuff like that. So yes, today, for the people who are joining or watching the replay, today, welcome to another episode of What If, starring The Real Odds and Evens and Life of Senna, aka Cinnabon. And today, as you know, we usually bring you topics on discussing thought provoking things, schemes, thought processes, different things in societies that are less talked about. And we
Yeah.
bring it right to you in the front screen. What's going on, Pop Out Rock Out Bars? How you feeling? What's up, Abby? How are you?
Hey, Abby. Hey, CB. What's up, Pop Out, Rock Out?
PB, what's going on? How are you? How you feeling?
Shalom, shalom. Peace to you all.
Right. Now, today,
Happy Thursday.
yes. Happy Thursday, everyone. What's going on? I'm doing fine. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Y'all make sure I get y'all
Ooh,
to give y'all
Abby's
a
doing awesome. I love that.
right? Give y'all a
Abby,
proper
keep it
welcome.
going. Keep it going.
Now, today,
Yes.
wait for a little bit, we're going to maybe
Yeah.
1 minute or two, and then we're going to start it today.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the topics spiritual bullying, church hurt,
Hmm.
red pill and blue pill, social
Yes.
norms,
Yeah.
and possibly more.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Hey,
Vanessa. Hey,
Vanessa. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, chat.
yes. So,
How y'all feeling?
happy Thursday to everyone. Good afternoon, Vanessa. Good to see you. Good to see you, CB, Vanessa, Amazing MNG. You know what I'm saying? Pop out, rock out bars. Abby, good to see all y'all. Appreciate y'all for showing up.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the people that's inside the bushes. Sometimes I'll be inside y'all bushes and just be watching too, still supporting. So how you doing
Absolutely.
today?
Support is support. Shout out bushes. Shalom. Blessings. Peace. Peace,
Right.
peace, peace. All right. Maybe
Let
one
me
more
get
minute and we could start digging
one
in.
moment. Oh yeah.
All right.
Digging in. We're gonna be
Hey,
digging in
Kish.
deep.
Kishni.
Oh snap. Look, there she go with the
Thumbs up the
thank
live.
you.
And share out the live, you guys. Share out the live.
Thank you for the
Support real.
coins.
Drop the
What's going
gifts.
on,
Drop the
Nisha?
super chats.
Kevin, what's going on, Kevin? How you feeling? What's going on, Nisha? Nisha Antoinette, how you feeling? Thank y'all.
Vanessa, peace and blessings to you. Thank you for all the love. That's amazing.
Coach Mean Reen.
Hey,
Hello, Will.
coach.
Yes, that's Santa. How you feeling, Coach? Good to see you. Thank you for sliding on through.
You know what, real? I want to maybe towards the end of the live, like maybe ask people what they want to hear about next or something like that. I know a lot of the times in the live, the chat is talking about what we're talking about, and I think that's wonderful. But at some point, we need to include them in, what do they want to hear? What conversation do they want to? Yeah. What do you
Right.
think?
You know what? That's a good idea because sometimes I think when I ask, like, I just like to come off the things that come to my mind, which I think the collective could be thinking about. But that's still
Yeah.
another good idea because but I don't want to seem like I'm helpless and like I don't know what to talk about.
Oh, no, no,
But
no, no, no,
I have
no,
to switch
never
my
that.
mindset out of that to what do y'all want to talk about where we can bring that. Thank you, Vanessa, where we could bring that to light because
Vanessa said a clock it, clock it.
well, okay, thank you. Like I appreciate that. What's going on, WSFN? What's going on, Dee Dee? How you feeling?
AWSFN. What's up, Dee Dee?
Thank you, Vanessa.
What's up,
Clock it.
motivated?
I know,
Hey,
motivator. How
darling.
you feeling? So yes, and that
Clock
because
it.
I want people to feel included, and also I also want to if it's topics that certain people don't want to bring up or certain topics that are a little bit risque or cliche, it's like over here, long as it's within reason, y'all already know me. I don't mind talking about it. We digging in, we peeling off layers, we peeling off scabs, and we jump right on it.
Absolutely.
Travis.
Absolutely. Hey,
Okay.
Nisha Antoinette. Hey, WSF. And by Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie Lynn. Hey, Travis.
What's going on, Travis? How you feeling? Love the best. Well, thank you. The best loves you too.
Oh, you got the gloves on too?
Oh yeah.
All
Listen,
right. All right.
when we be having these conversations, I don't be playing. We be going in. We're
You,
going
you
in full battle,
ah,
full war.
motivated got their band-aids.
He's like, I got my band-aids, I got my gauze wrap, I got my tourniquet, I got my first aid antiseptic spray.
Model Lori, hello. Out with
Hey,
Key. Hey, Key.
model
What's up,
Lori,
Sam?
good to see you. You know, never mind. I gotta speak to you with something, Lori, because somebody went against me for no reason at all, and I didn't do nothing to this person. But anyways, um,
Dang.
what's up, Key? How you feeling? I'm sure you can guess what I'm talking about, model Lori, but that's I don't like doing that. I don't do this stuff like that, man. So good to see you too. Thank you, thank you. Um, so you think we should? I can relate.
Model Lori,
I'm
I can
sure you
relate.
can relate because it probably is the same person, and I didn't do nothing whatsoever. Same person, but she's slandering me right now. So yes, great to see you. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I got my wrench taken, and blocked, and everything, and I had no idea of what was going on. You know,
Model Lori, listen, you're in this chat, so being supportive. You are blessed. I'm sure your life is peaceful. Somebody's live talking about you. You're not live talking about them. You have the power, my dear. You are the prize.
right? Exactly. And you know when people be doing that about you, you know it's something great. What's going on, Grant's family? GLP is good to
Hey,
see you.
Grand. Hey, Run
Good to see you.
6182.
What's going on, Ryan? How are you?
All right,
So
let's get into this conversation. Go ahead,
let's
Real.
into this topic, and I can't wait to start this first topic. And the first topic we are going to dig and dive into is yes, guess what, y'all? Spiritual bullying.
Spiritual bullying. Spiritual
Now,
bullying.
spiritual bullying can come in many different forms, whether it's behind the scenes or whether it's inside your face or when people hide behind certain things and they're using words, concepts, laws, certain things that are even morally based bound, which can come from scriptures or certain things, and they put it inside of a sense of spiritually bullying you. And that can come from the physical realm with their words, or even higher in the spiritual realm behind their evil deeds. So I would like for you to tap in on that. And have you experienced any spiritual bullying or seen any spiritual bullying, especially on this platform?
Yeah, both, both. I have experienced spiritual bullying. I may have spiritually bullied other people, depending on where I was at in my walk or how I felt in my walk. A lot of the time now, let me say this: when it comes to spiritual bullying, from my part, it came from insecurities about not being a spiritual giant. Saying that, it's like I grew up, I'm 44 years old, so 44 years old, I've been in Christianity because my parents were taking me to church when I was a baby, and then when we were sick, my dad would be like, "Okay, we're still gonna go to church." We just sat on my dad's lap and, and went through it. But I always feel like because my gift has been prayer, I do know scriptures when they're read. I can finish it or what. But I don't know like how to. I don't know like it's really hard for me to go to the straight. I know what the scripture is, but like the exact one, sometimes it's hard for me. And so sometimes I bully people spiritually about their walk or where they are or where they weren't, because of my own insecurities with my spiritual walk. Like, should I be more of a spiritual giant? Should I be more should I be know the verses better? Should I be able to preach the gospel better? Should I be able to prophesy better? So, I have to first out myself. Then, yeah, I've experienced spiritual bullying a lot. And it's the same reason. It's the same reason. Where are you with your walk with the Lord? What are you doing? Um, how come you're not like this person or that person? Why are you doing this instead of doing another thing? Um, um, just feeling like maybe I'm not overcoming as much as the next person. Even within my family, I feel like they're really, really smart. So, and they're very, very well versed when it comes to verses. So even with them, like I, um, I think that, with them, it's not bullying, it's encouragement. But, and then have I seen spiritual bullying on YouTube? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I've seen it in the way of, just people feeling like you have to be either spiritual or or you're in your humanity. They don't know how to do both. Or um you're so spiritual that you're not even like a human anymore. You're an it. I see a lot of I don't like this person because they're sinning this way, but this person is fine because they're sinning the way I sin. Or I don't like this person because they're sinning this way, and I'm going to come down on them on that. But I'm not going to look at I'm not going to look around and see what's going on with me first before I start to condemn people. So I've seen a lot of condemnation. I'm guilty of it. Um, I'm glad that we're discussing it because it needs to be
Thank you,
discussed because I
Lord.
feel like a lot of people experience spiritual bullying. And I think that sometimes they don't know that that is what it is.
Mm.
Which will, when we go to it, which can lead to church hurt. But go ahead, real.
Oh no, I was saying thank you to somebody. Thank you for the super thingy majiggy sunshine. I appreciate it.
You guys are
Um,
awesome. Run 6182. I was in special ed as a kid. I ended up being a cable tech and a professional driver. People like count people out. I honestly,
and it's
when I look back at like the people in special ed, I realized that most of them didn't need to be there. When I was in high school, most of them people did not need to be there. But go ahead, real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, it's all right. So as digging in now, y'all know that we gonna tap on this. Yeah, hold on. I gotta get
Okay.
inside here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I see a lot of spiritual bullying on this platform, and we gonna speak on it. And I see that a lot of people are getting spiritually bullied on this platform, and it's not right and it's not fair. I see it. I see what's happening, y'all, and I'm relating to it and I'm calling it out like it is. It's not right. It's not fair. And in two forms of how people spiritually bully you, they're usually like, I know some people might not follow or adhere to certain things, but I feel that certain people hide behind a stronghold or a precipice of a principality that they have on them, and they're using that spirit to bully you.
Yeah.
Number two, they
Yeah.
hide behind the aspect of religion to spiritually bully you. So y'all can all be in the same, bucket, the same
Yeah.
church, the same state of mind, the
Right.
same spirituality, right? But people will so-called preach and teach and hide behind the good word, but behind the scenes in front of everyone, they're spiritually bullying you to a point where they're manipulating the scene with their words. And it's almost like certain people cannot see what's going on. And
Hmm.
it's like, if you have the eyes to see what's going on, you see that somebody's spiritually bullying somebody. And then they always hide behind the thing of, oh, well, you need to forgive me. I was only testing you to see if you were truly spiritual or if you were truly a Christian or truly, Muslim, whatever, it
Right.
adheres to you.
Right.
And it goes even more into people diving into certain things where I think certain people bully people so much. I think we have whole witches on this platform and you're being spiritually bullied by witches, and these people don't even know half of what they're doing and what they're saying. And
Right.
I think part of the, see, I don't want to say that, but I be thinking some of these people that be bullying y'all, they freaking hybrid, reptilian, demonish people up on this platform, and they don't even know what they are, and they're sitting here bullying you, and it won't stop. But yet, when it comes back onto them,
Hmm.
it's the, oh, I'm positive, I'm holier than thou. Oh,
Hmm.
grace is me. Let me
Hmm.
read these good words to you. Let me pull out these, let me pull out these good books. Let me pull out these flashcards. Let me pull out these tarot cards. It don't matter. And it's sickening. And I'm sick of
It
it.
is
And I
sickening.
rebuke you, you evil, horrible hags who are stuck in 2001 because it's 2026, honey, and you need to revamp. It's like, now let me
Yes.
stop. Let me bring it
No.
back. I gotta
No.
calm
Yeah.
down.
No. Yeah. 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 No. Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Yeah. Some of these people I don't even consider to be human anymore. Yeah. I don't even consider them to be human anymore. The things that they say and do. That's so. It's
Right,
we were
right.
really here to help. We're really here to help one another and not tear down one another. To come to each other with love. That's what most religions or spirituality or beliefs come. The center of it is that we're supposed to love one another, and then we go on to do the exact opposite, which is um unfortunate. It's unfortunate because then it leads
For
to
sure.
church hurt, which shortly after church hurt, what happens is you exit the church and you're no longer tapped into anything that was feeding you or was giving you life. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick, anybody inside the chat, have you any of you been church hurt? So I don't know if you know what church hurt is. So basically church hurt is hurt by someone who is so-called spiritual, a man or woman of God, or a preacher or a pastor or a minister or a prophet or a prophetess in and out of the church setting, and they were supposed to be there for you and uplift you, and yet you've dealt with something traumatic from an experience that you dealt with them, and that can go from bullying to disrespect to sexual innuendos to certain things. I mean, some people they don't mind, but other people they might not like that, so I get it. And you can experience these things inside the church or the church setting or people who deal with the church, and you're thinking that you're going to run to somebody who's going to help you, to uplift you, and that they're a beacon of hope because of their stance or their uniform of being a pastoral or a prophetess in those positions, but they end up hurting you way more than someone who would on the streets. Has anybody
Yeah.
ever experienced that?
I saw Abby say yes, and also, but when if you scroll up, she said that she's been bullied before, spiritually bullied
Mhm.
before. So then Run 6182 says, yes, I've been church hurt. I became the church when I entered the church. Didn't go over well. Okay.
Mm.
Yes,
Now,
inside and outside the church. Oh, I want to hear about outside the church. What happened outside the church?
mm,
Oh, church hurt. So you experienced church hurt outside of the church.
so I've been in and outside of the church, and yes, I've been bullied in church about my Y2 channel, a form of control. I do have an Instagram model, Lori, but it's like I don't really do like I got collectibles and Funko Pops and everything up there. I'll give it to you when I finish it, or you can reach out to my email, which is on my page, and tapping in. Yes, I've been. Thank you, Lisa. I've been bullied in church about my YouTube channel, a form of control. And see,
Yeah.
I don't think that that's right or correct. And I think
Mhm.
certain people do these things because they become jealous and upset with you that they're not doing something. And this is why sometimes I'm sure a lot of you can agree with this. It is best to meet people who are going to support you on this platform or through other platforms, because when you let to getting people knowing from your job, from your church, from your family, people from the outside, for some odd reason they can be some of the biggest ops and biggest haters and truly choose not to support you. And you can find better people who support you better than your so-called friends or church brethren in Christ or in God or spirituality or your vibe tribe or the light warrior children or the star seed, whatever you want to call it. You can find better relations with people on this platform who will support you. So that's why I kind of suggest with people be careful with letting people know, because I'm gonna tell you what it boils down to. It's an internal frustration that you're doing it and that they're not doing it. It's almost like when they know it's you, it's almost like a pissed off, like, I don't care. But if it was someone doing the same exact thing as you, oh, I'm glad this person's doing it. I'm happy for you. Let me go support this person. And that person probably hate them, can't stand their guts. Like, I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not tell anyone because I did not tell anyone. Someone found out and it was exposed in a sermon.
Oh wow.
Wow. In and out, just human ego stuff. It definitely, I came to learn, brother, sister. I left the church, but many came to me. And see, now this is one of the, he looks like Juggernaut. This is what I'm trying to say. Again, I don't want anybody to think I'm going against the church or going against anything. We're speaking about real life things that happen to people, because we're kind of taught when you go through something traumatic, it's like to keep being bashed by the people who are supposed to be there for you and be aligned with you. What you people have to do understand is, like, I know a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, and it's going to probably hurt people to hear this. But yes, some demons can enter the church. It is what it is. And these demons can come on these people, because you have to realize, right? If you're going to a church setting, I'm not saying that it's bad, but certain people, right? They allow that spirit on them, because imagine if someone's in church and they're sitting there straight gossiping about someone, like soon as somebody, like I've seen it myself. Oh, look at what she wearing. Uh-huh. And she think her church hat is all that. Yeah, well, she only paid $100 for mine. Mine's is $300. Mine's got the bird nest and the net and the egg on it. You know what
That's
I'm
a bird
saying? Like
nest.
hers, she thinks she all that. She wearing a condor on her head. She thinks she all that because she got a pigeon. I got a, you know what I'm saying? Like little
Ow.
stuff like that. I'm serious. And when it comes down to who got the best, biggest church hat, or who can praise dance the best, that should tell you something,
Oh, I love
And
a good praise dance.
yeah, when you start dancing, but then some people take it, too seriously, and it's like, oh, you were just doing that for attention. You was just doing this and that,
Mm.
and
Actually,
it.
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that on you. I've heard. There's somebody that I'm close to who does praise dancing, and let me tell y'all, I think people do mimic praise dancers, but I actually do think that praise dancing is a gift, and you have to really be tapped in to do it well. For you to praise dance and get somebody else in their spirit or get somebody else closer to God, I think definitely think that it's a gift. Shayla, you are killing me softly. Shayla said there are a lot of narcissists
Oh,
found in church. Let's talk about that. Yes, Shayla,
yes,
there are a
yes,
lot of narcissists in the church. There
yes.
they are. And
Come on,
those
come
tend to be the
on.
spiritual bullies, and those tend to be the people who are attention seekers too. They'll do anything to be seen. Um, they always want the spotlight on them. Um, they are always a victim. They always are saying things crazy to you, but you cannot approach them at all, even with two or three. I think everybody at some point you're going to come across a narcissist that's in the church, and that narcissist could be the one who is called the leader, the elder, the first lady, a sister, a brother. You got to be very, very careful. You got to be very, very careful. Who you don't ever have to apologize for, and that's one thing I learned. You don't have to apologize for not being around a certain person or not. Sometimes people will invite me to lunch and stuff like that. And I go by what the spirit tells me to do. I also, when it comes to having problems, I know the people to go to, because some people, like, even if you have a problem, And I'm really sorry if anybody has gone through this. If you had a problem, then you had it flipped on you like you're not doing something right or you're not praying enough, you're not giving God enough ground, and you're frustrated because you want to do all those things. You want to do all those things and you think that you're doing all those things and you're not getting help. That's the worst feeling. But yeah, coming across a narcissist in the church, that narcissist will lead people out the church because you don't want to even be around that person. But me, I did suffer with church hurt a lot until um and I will say that I still guard my heart. I just got finished saying that I still guard my heart. But there was one day where God was like, "You really don't have anything to be offended about. Like everything you've been through in your life, everything I've given you, I've put people in place in your life, good people. Um, so I don't know why you come to me, but you really don't have anything to be offended about because He can take you through all of that." That's what God said to me. Now, when He said that to
Yeah.
me, I was offended. Then I prayed about it and started to reflect on it, and then just knowing that, just knowing that I cannot break bread with everybody in the church, and there's some things that I just have to give to God. Um, yeah,
Right, right. Um,
yeah,
and when it comes to that, like I'm sure, see, like this is the thing. When and I know a lot of people battle against this because they don't want to hear this and everything. But a lot of spirituality has been taken out of the church. A lot of spirit, like the spiritual side, like the really thinking and meditating side, has been taken out, and it's more of a like a, if you want to call it a religion type thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with religion. Like a religion is like, whatever you follow, but people have put it in a textual, like a textbook type thing for you to follow. And a lot of people, and the reason why I know this, a lot of people have came to me and they're afraid to ask because people are like, oh well, go to the Lord or ask God and He'll tell you. And it's just like, well, a lot of people have asked me, people told me to pray or pray in the spirit. How do you pray in the spirit? How do you meditate in the spirit? How do you have faith? And none of this stuff is taught. Like, like most people, when they
mm,
hear that, they tell you, oh, you need to have faith. But what is faith?
right,
You need to pray inside the spirit.
right.
Most people don't know what that is. They don't
Mm,
know. They don't know anything. So it
right,
turns into a, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear for your ears to feel good. But if there's no real energy behind it, no real like, because when somebody's really like telling the truth and has the spirit with them, it's like something will pour into them and they pour back out onto the people. But now it's, you got to do this. I'm gonna pass around 15 different plates. I'm gonna do that. And then I'm using about 65% of the money to freaking go see some hussy on the corner who the only thing that keeps open on her is her legs after midnight, and it's just crazy. So, listen, if we talk about this stuff and point this stuff out, less people would be doing it because it's like
exactly,
it's almost like people are, oh well, you need to forgive and all that stuff, and it's like, no, if you can't handle that position, why would you step up to that position? It's just like a cop. If you know that you're very trigger happy, don't be a
right,
cop. If you
right,
know that have a problem with certain things, like, okay, if you got a problem with like pharmaceutical things, you shouldn't work at a pharmacy because if that makes any sense.
right. It
Want to
makes a
chime
lot of
in on
sense.
this?
It makes
Right.
a lot of sense. Um,
When I told
yeah,
her,
yeah, yeah. I think that I think that no, I don't know. I don't know.
and no, it needs to be talked about. And I feel, what's going on? What's going on, Andy Mine? What's going on? How you feeling? What's going on, Temple? Evil against you because of me, rejoice and be glad. Glad is your reward in heaven for me to say, and if you're persecuted the prophets who were way before you. But there's a word for what's happening, and it's called Pharisees. And I see that, people have done that onto here, and it's like a lot of you inside the chat. I see what people do to y'all even on here. Like it's been done
Hi,
to us.
Andy.
What's going on?
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Amy. What's going on, Kabira? Where people bully you on this platform and hide behind great sayings or words, and they'll sit there and tell you, like, I know y'all experience this, where, listen, I'm sorry, we're only human, we go through these things, but then if you were to do just a portion or a fraction of what they do, then it's you demon, you witch, you warlock, blah blah blah, I rebuke thee and Satan get behind me and all this other kind of stuff. And it's just like, you would think people were all together, but it's like some people, like I said, I can't sit here and judge people and say, oh, this person's this person's that, they're not. They might be trying, but you can't sit there and climb into a ladder onto a roof and tell yourself that, oh, I only do it because I'm human. But when somebody else does it, they're full of demons. They're full of this. That's spiritual bullying right there. That's
Very much
spiritual
so.
bullying.
Very much so. And it's hurt and it is hurtful for you to love somebody, for you to look up to somebody, for you to share your inner heart, share, the sacred things that you don't share with everybody, and find out that these people will turn around and bully you. And maybe at the time you don't see it as bullying because you still have that person on a pedestal, but definitely, that's definitely hurtful. I do, yeah, I'm motivated on YouTube. There is manipulate there really are like a lot of manipulative people. But they always turn out to be hypocrites. And the truth about them always comes out, and the truth about them is always, always more diabolical than the lies. We need to search ourselves too that we're not hurting anybody spiritually. We do need to always, whenever you experience something, look at it and then ask yourself, have you done it as well? Because we don't need to be perpetrators, especially those who are younger than us. And when I say younger, I mean in the Lord or whatever it may be. It could be age.
Right.
Um, um, and then you have to realize that people are human too. You can't yeah, you gotta realize that people are human too, and they go through human situations, and sometimes that spills out too. Um, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Do you want to answer that question that Andy Mines had? And I got an answer for that. He said, "Can people turn away from God?"
Yes. Can people turn away from God? Yes. This girl, I when I
Turning away
looked at
from yourself.
everything that I've experienced, like I said, I'm 44 years old and I've been in the church for 44 years, technically, right? Because I was born into it. When I look at my past, when I, you know, I, there was some point where keep in mind, I went to Bible school and everything. In Bible school, people were oh my goodness, I think maybe because it was so focused that it was easy to get offended. But when people say certain things to you or they do certain things and you take it a certain way, I my mom talked to me one day about things that have happened, and you got to say something real.
No, no, no. Go ahead and
Okay, yeah,
talk. I'm just
yeah,
agreeing with something.
things. Oh yeah, yeah, things that have happened where um some people that I didn't know had done these things to our family. It was like real hurtful. And then I had somebody I was close to um say some really hurtful things. I go to a non-denominational church and it's multi-racial. It's multi-racial. um And so, when I had sat there and I ruminated about everything that I'd gone through, and then recently had like somebody who I was close to, thank you, Cool Vibes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Shout
that.
out to
Bless you.
you. And Cool Vibes, whoever said that they weren't going to baptize you, shame on them. But even though you got to make sure that, anyways, um, yeah, I actually became atheist. I became atheist, or what I thought was atheism. And I used to have a YouTube channel, and I used to talk about it. And it's like whenever I talked about it, like nobody would come in the chat, or except the people that understood where I was coming from and why I felt that way. And it's not like God wasn't still in my life, because he'd just be laughing like, "Oh, we still doing this? We still doing this? You still atheist? Because I'm still here." But and it just took for me healing and me needing the Lord. It was very short lived. But yeah, you have to be careful how you treat people, what you say to people, um, because you can bully somebody right out of the church.
Yup.
You could hurt somebody right out of the church. And they're going outside of the church. They'll have to, you know, if God's talking to them and they stay out, it's on them. But them going out of the church and you're the one that hurt them and bullied them, that's on you. That's
Right.
on you.
Right.
That's on you. So um be aware of your own humanity, be aware of your own spirituality, be aware of where you are in the Lord, be thankful for all those things, but be very aware that we are responsible for one another too. And
Right.
I would hate to be the person who makes somebody leave the church, because like I said, you don't get fed, you don't get watered, you don't get the life that you're supposed to be getting, the speaking, the teachings, the encouragement, you know, the late night conversations. I love having you know, like the sisters over for sleepover,
Right.
and we just talk about, we might even talk about God the whole time.
Right.
Y'all, does this guy have a rocket launcher? What's going on? But
He said a rocket launcher. No, because I'm sick of all these people doing what they do and all this crazy stuff. And you know, sometimes I
whoa,
got to have the sword
oh,
of
is that
righteousness
a
up on
Hatari
here.
Hanzo sword?
You know what I'm saying? We got to have the sword of righteousness for these stupid. Yup, I got the breastplate of truth, the
Uh-huh.
sword of righteousness. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And just real quick, y'all,
Gird it up.
I had to do this, but it's just like, you know, some of these people on this platform,
Oh
it's like,
man, my wig.
you evil,
Mm.
horrible, demonic succubus
Oh
messing
my
with
god.
all these people on this
Uh,
live stream and
oh
messing with
no.
all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what we want to do to you?
Oh
You know
yeah.
what we want to do to
Oh,
you?
not the eye. Protect the wig. Protect the wig.
I'm
Protect the
sorry. I
wig.
had to do that for all the people
No, now
inside here.
you sitting on her. You sitting on her. Oh, okay.
You know what? Stupid, 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 dumb, dumb, stop,
Yeah, get the
dumb.
serpent. Get the serpent. Stomp his head. Stomp his head.
Serpent's head. Please, Will. You said
Yes.
you forgave people.
Right,
Forgive
right,
these
right.
people.
Get him, get him, get him.
Suck
You
my
have
bunion
dominion
shit.
over these
Dumb
things. You have
succubus. Let me
dominion over these
I,
things. You have
that was for
dominion over
everybody
these
inside the chat
things.
that has dealt with some. I wanted y'all to cast that onto that evil person. I know everybody got somebody that it just dragging just like, I can't stand you, stupid succubuses on this, you witches. Okay, I'm calm down. Real, bring it back. Odds had to take over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Cause
Y'all, the wig
I
was
know the
not
hurt.
hurt in the making of that skit. Okay, the wig's fine. The wig's
It's like
fine.
my blade is thirsty. I must quench her thirst. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me bring it back. I had to, because you know we have to have a little bit of laughs. But
You
when
have
odds
to.
comes into play,
You have
it's
to.
like
You
we
have to.
vanquishing these evil maggots on this platform. But back to what we were saying.
And it's okay. And it's okay. It's okay. There was a certain sister in the church that was very, very offensive, very, very offensive. Um, and she was offensive to, she was in her 40s. And she had kids, and she was really, really mean to a lot of us kids. Um, and she like we would call her like sergeant, like sometimes when we would go to like summer school of truth, which was like a week out of our summer vacation, we would go up for a week for summer school of the truth. Then I graduated and I started being like the cook for everybody. But somebody saw her bullying the kids. I just thought about this right now. I wanted to talk about that during spiritual bullying. Somebody saw her bullying us. One younger kid, she told the kid, um, the kid why am I saying? Well, she's a grown now. I still know her, but she had on a jean skirt with like a little bit of a slit, and she was like, "I don't know how your mom can let you wear that." Um, mom, so little girl started crying, and somebody, not me, told her to go tell her mom. Mom came up there and was like, "I buy my daughter clothes. If you have a problem with what my daughter is wearing, you need to come to me. You don't go to my daughter." After she did that, she like didn't pay any mind. She was still very haughty, very ego driven, very, I wouldn't say narcissistic. I wouldn't call her a narcissist, but she was definitely like a spiritual giant in her mind. But also there's a trail of children that are now adults that have been seriously hurt by you, by the things that you have said.
Right.
And she would be very mean and nasty. Um, so when I had graduated and I was doing the cooking, I was doing the cooking with another sister. We heard her say something really nasty, and that sister came and drug her, and drug her straight to the throne of God, took her straight to Jesus, and was like, and what, not in a mean way, but very firm, very firmly said, these kids could have said no. These kids could have been at the park with their friends. These kids could have been in the streets. These kids could have been anywhere, but they chose to be here. And mind you, Summer School of the Truth, we wake up early and we go to bed late. We did have a nap time in between. Oh my goodness, those were the best naps. Those were the
Right.
best naps. And even when I was serving, like between times we would have naps. Oh my gosh. But she was like, they're here, and we were getting messages. The elders were coming and speaking messages to us, encouraging us to take the torch from them. You know what I mean? Even like now, the elders always say, "Listen, we're getting old. We need the younger people to come and take the torch." It was a lot of encouragement to be close with the Lord. And she was like, "You're going to offend these people to where they're not going to want to
Mhm.
come anymore." And that was what was happening. And she's like, "I'm really sad at the people who felt like they weren't good enough to be here."
Right.
And so you do have to go to people sometimes. If you have that much of a trail of victims, a trail of hurt, some of these people did leave the church. They did leave the church, but they remained friends. And the Lord has mercy on those he has mercy on all of us. I can't even say that, on all of us. Um, so you still had friends, because in my church, it's not just in one city, it's all over the world. So I can go anywhere in the world and be in my church. And so we're all friends wherever you're at. I'm not a drink. I don't drink anymore, and I wasn't a drinker. I just don't want it. I don't like being altered in any way. And so, yeah, I mean, when I post things, when I used to post, online, I'm having a drink with dinner or whatever. There are people that probably thought that was like, oh my gosh, and other people were like, whatever. But like I said, I gravitate to the people, not that will um excuse my behavior, or people that don't want to act a certain way, so that's why they're around you. I just go around people who are healthy, spiritually healthy, and not spiritually sick.
I can agree with that. And what I want people to realize, right? Some people might like what I say and they might not like what I say. But go by like all right. Y'all have to understand that everything at the end of the day is energy, whether it's positive energy or negative energy. You cannot simply go and adhere to someone's statement of I'm this, I'm a spiritual person, I am a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Starseed child. It don't matter. I'm a Anunnaki, it doesn't matter, right? You have to go by people's morals and their energy, because now that's how people start getting caught up in these webs and webs of lies. And then once you get caught up, it's hard to pull yourself away. So
Mhm,
people will tell you, oh, I'm this and that. But if their
mhm.
actions don't align, you can't keep listening to somebody telling you, oh, I'm in this position, I'm in that position. Oh, yeah, but we're here, we're inside church. But if their actions supersede their words, and it's like their actions are very inept to what they're supposed to be doing, and their moral ground is just completely broken down, you got to get away from the wordplay of what these people are putting on you. And that, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't want people to sit up here and think like, oh, this guy is like, he don't got nothing wrong and blah blah blah. I used to fall victim to certain things like that, of what people would say, and they would speak a good game, and oh, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to forgive. But if their actions keep doing the same horrible, crazy stuff, it's like you got to take a look back and look at yourself like, okay, now this person has exposed their snakish ways. You got people like, Senna and Odds and other people inside the chat coming up on here saying, yes, people do these things. Now, at some point, we know that certain people and certain things are evil, or they're low vibrational entities on these people, or
Yeah,
they're a low vibrational entity themselves. At some point, you have to step away yourself and can't be afraid to do it. That's
right.
the thing. I know it's hard, but
It's hard.
I'm I am living proof that it can be done. Like, it can be done. This is like, it starts with these it's a magical word out there. There's a very magical, powerful, gracious, most truthful word out there, and it's called no.
It's called what?
It's called no. Like,
No.
no, no,
Ooh,
like,
yes.
no, you will
Very
not take my
magical.
energy. No, I
Very
want my
magical.
light back. No, I want my
Ooh,
spirit back. No, you
yes.
cannot bully me. No,
Right.
I can't keep doing this and giving this to you. No, I'm not going to keep forgiving you and bringing you back into my space. I can forgive you, but I don't have to keep allowing you inside my space, because now I realized your spirit is that of a spirit of a snake. You understand what I'm saying? Like, some
Yeah.
people don't realize that that's who they are. And it's like, you
Mhm,
can't change a snake whatsoever. A
mhm.
snake can come through and be so wiggly and tantalizing and feel so good smoothly. But guess what? They still got fangs and they still can bite you. Like, and that's what people got to realize. It's like,
They will
a
bite
dog
you.
is, yeah, dog is the dog, is this is the this. And then you know, I have a strong feeling that this year and going forward, a lot of people are going to start to be able to see through people's crap and really start to wake up, because I don't know, some sort of energy thing is happening where people, it's hard for people to try to hide their ways, and now it's like you saw through their lies and you saw through their click. Like, some people, when you're powerful enough to see through this stuff, some people will get so mad because their spell and their manipulation didn't work up on you. People will gang up on y'all. Do you know that people will gang? That's how powerful some of y'all are. Like, people will gang up on you with clicks and people together just for little old you. How are you supposedly so whack, so crazy, so this, so little, and you're not
Right.
worth it? But yet it
Right.
takes swabs of people to go against you. You got to think
Right.
about stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, is it Tommy? Yes,
What
Tommy.
will
It is funny how the most offensive are the first that want forgiveness. But you can forgive them. No
Right,
faster
right,
path to hell than to push people away from the Lord. I agree. Motivated, we can turn people into monsters. Monitor who you allow into your space.
facts.
Absolutely. Liz said, I need a nap time and I'm 41 years old. Facts, Liz. Facts, Liz. Tommy said, I had no idea you know my mother.
Right.
And he said not to cut yourself with that sword.
I know,
Sword,
right?
sword.
It's hard to unsheath that thing because I'm inside
What
of
is
a
the
closed.
word? Is it sword or is it sword?
Well, it's sword, but a lot of people
Sword.
can say sword because it's like
Sword.
S and then word. So sword, like the sword. Tomatoes, tomatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Sword,
I
sword.
think I think because like my parents speak like, they're Caribbean, so they speak like the Queen's English. They say sword. But
Right,
most of the time I say sword, like swordfish, sword. I don't say swordfish.
right,
But
right.
anyways, um,
I'm looking all tired. Oh well.
but yeah, true, true. Okay, so do we want to talk about religion and spirituality?
Sure. Like, how do y'all feel about religion and spirituality? And I have my thoughts on that. And yeah, you know what? Let's tap into it. Um, I think people push out religion without having spirituality in it because you can't because a lot of people can follow a religion but not be spiritual with God, right? And then you can be
I'm sorry, I'm
spiritual.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. No, that's not what I wanted to say. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. We'll do that. No, I meant to say spirituality and politics. Politics.
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Spirituality and politics. Spirituality versus politics. What is the separation between church and state? What what
right.
what what
So spirit is the power of the word. No, here is what's up. So when it comes to that, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people feel that just because certain people who are like in politics or have certain positions, right? They'll try to hide behind that and use that as a stepping stone to get people on their side and on their vote. And it's kind of not fair how people will attach that to themselves, whether it's this side or this side, and people will think that they're doing the right thing and this and that. And basically, it all boils down. Like, I'm gonna let you get your part on this. It all boils down to people using that as a crutch to pull people in. Because guess what? What they say, conversation rules the nation. And with politicians using that religion as like a tool to pull people in, like if somebody, all right, let's say I'm this, I'm that, and you're this and that. So we're on the same side still while spewing hate. You can't possibly be religious, or you can't possibly be a Christian. You can't possibly be a follower of God or a Muslim or whatever you're calling yourself, and still fighting against your fellow man over a concept of left or right, red or blue, them or repub. And it kind of baffles me that a lot of people, like, they're probably not gonna like this, but behind politics, and when you involve that with religion, it kind of turns some people racist. Whether it's black or white or Spanish people, it doesn't matter. So if you're truly spiritual and you're following a religion, right? How can you possibly hate and can't stand this person or don't like them because of this or that, but you claim to be this? And I see that they kind of go hand in hand with making people fight against one another. Like, I don't know if you've seen that. It's like, between the voting and this and stuff, that truly divides people, in
It
my
does.
opinion.
It
But
does.
go ahead.
Um, I guess I brought that up because I would say, um, I would say that one second.
It's all right.
Can y'all get these comments?
Yeah, I sure do. I got on a vest and glove like it's normal. Yup, because this is
Oh
my
my god.
channel and I do what I want. And people are still showing up and we're having a good time. Iron sharpens iron. And this is my tribe. Stop hating from the background because you're probably somebody who know me who created a channel. So, uh-huh. No, it's not
This is
normal.
our
This is my
tribe, y'all.
fire.
The
It's
our
called
chat is our
creative connection.
tribe. We love y'all.
Right.
Don't come in here disrespecting anybody. Don't come in here disrespecting our tribe, okay?
Right.
Thank you. I'll make sure to keep myself engaged here for the support of this knowledge and the people that need it. Um, um, so so me personally, like I've never voted before. And I know it's gonna make some people mad and it makes like people in my family mad and you're wasting a vote. Um yeah. Yeah. Like I to me personally, I feel like when it comes to politics, everybody's I don't know, like I don't know. The thing is like, okay, like most of the people that are in my church are Republican. I'm just gonna say they're Republican. And I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with um it's very sometimes I really don't want to say this, but sometimes it's a little even though at my church, even though as a woman you're not allowed to go on a podium and speak or you're not allowed to give a message, but definitely if you guys go to my chat when I do go to church, take I do live at my church. I think I think it's wonderful to share that. So you're definitely whatever your experience of God is, you definitely are encouraged as a woman to stand up and speak and prophesy. Everybody has the gift of prophesying. Everybody has experiences about something during the week that you can talk about to encourage, or talk about a something that happened to you or whatever. The only thing is like it can be a little misogynistic is how I
Ooh,
feel. And I do feel like I don't want to I don't want to offend anybody right now, but I do feel like had that have been with the recent president when going by just some things in his personal life, I feel like had that be a woman that we it would be more harshly judged, even if she was a Republican too.
right,
So I don't know. I'm not. I don't follow anybody. I don't hype up anybody. I don't follow anybody. I don't. I feel like the Lord's going to put whoever He needs to put there for His purpose. So you can't. I just feel like even if I vote, it's going to be whoever is going to be there.
right.
But I do think that there is a little bit of hypocrisy when it comes to in my church. Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of hypocrisy when it comes to how who they support, or if it was if it was somebody else who didn't have those statistics, then I think that it wouldn't be so bothersome. But I feel like if it was a sister. If you're a sister and those are your statistics, that somebody's really is going to take you and talk to you and be like, okay, you don't need to be doing this, and this, and so I don't understand how people can vote for somebody that they would have to take aside and talk to.
Right.
Would that person have been in the church? I don't know. What do y'all think? Is that too much? Am I going too much?
So basically bringing stuff out, well, see, bringing stuff out in front of the people of the church. Is that what you're talking about? Like when people, if somebody does something wrong, um, when I see something like that, I think it should go both ways, and that's how a lot of people get away with certain stuff in certain situations, because certain people hold certain positions. It's almost like you're not allowed to say something to this person, or you're not allowed to expose this person and say, this in front of the people, because you got to pull that person to the side. But if it's okay for the leader to do that and pull this person aside and spew their business out to the whole congregation. No, to me, I feel like it should just be both ways. What's going on, Stash? How you feeling? You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Um, so like, all right, I wanted to tap into another thing that you was talking about, and I know certain people might
Okay.
not like this, but in your opinion, how do you feel? And I'm gonna give my opinion. I'm gonna give some factual truths behind this, and we're gonna relate to certain things that were written down in old Sumerian writings, the Bible, this, that. of stories that have
One second.
happened.
1 second, real. Y'all, sometimes it's not always. We gotta get him out of here. Let me just get this person out of here real quick. You can
You
come
don't have
back.
to hide them.
You can
Trying
whatever
to
your name
know.
is. You can come back next week, sweetheart. But but let's yeah. Go ahead. They bringing
So,
moral laziness into their nepotistic system of their beneficiaries.
yeah, yeah,
Walking and
yep.
talking. Okay, go
So
ahead. Go ahead, real. I'm
how,
sorry.
how do you feel, and how do y'all feel about women speaking up on certain things as far as being able to speak about their relationship with God, or speaking of, the scriptures, or speaking with ascending, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different aspects. Long as people are getting together on something good, that's how I look at it. But how, because I know people look and frown upon women speaking up against certain situations, as far as, okay, this is how you get led to being spiritual and one with God, and following Christ, or this is how I can teach you the word, because if this person's not doing it, how do y'all feel about that? And I'm gonna give my opinion on that.
I mean, me personally, I mean, I guess I'm a hypocrite to say that I agree with the system my church has. The brothers are the only ones who will give a message, will be on the podium. But after every message, there is a chance for everybody to prophesy, whether you're 13 years old, male, female. Um, you just got here, you might stand up, you might say something that is really something a baby would say, but we appreciate it because if you're a baby and you're speaking from that standpoint, it's very. So I agree with the brothers being the only ones to get the message. I don't know why I agree, but it's just something that I agree with. And I'm saying I don't know why I agree because I don't know, but I think spiritually it sits well with me. It is well with my soul. Um, I do feel like that. But in my church, we're allowed to prophesy. We can come up to the microphone. We could stand up where we are if we're enjoying something. If we just sing a song and we enjoyed a line of the song, you could stand up and say that you enjoyed a line of the song. But I do ascribe to. I don't. Women pastors. It's good to be. It's good to have. It's good to it's well pleasing to the Lord to, to overcome and be, um, know the word and be able to prophesy. I just don't think that. Uh, this is where everybody leaves me. I feel like the brothers should be the ones to give
I
the message.
mean, I have no say so on that, but if we go back to certain things in that have happened in time, and I know
Yeah,
people aren't going to want to hear this, but did you know that there have been certain times, and you can look this up inside yourself, that's inside the scriptures, right? You look up the story of Deborah.
yeah,
She was a very powerful woman who was favored by God, right?
hmm
And sometimes there comes a point in time where, if there's not a man in the land, you can look this up yourself, where it was like, is there any man in the land who will stand up? Is there any man who will take the lead? Is there any man who will preach? Is there any man that will fight for Israel? Is there any man that will fight for this? And none would do it. So there are times where God, the spiritual team, your ancestors, whatever you want to call it, can use women to do the job that a man won't do. So I don't know why that's not talked about. Because, like, let's say that a whole lot of men's hearts are evil in this section, but there's a woman who's very spiritual and close to God. Why shouldn't she be allowed to speak upon this subject if she's really, really close, and has started being with, like, letting things go and stop being of the flesh, and started to, like, ascend to certain higher levels. And then these men, they're just talking it, but they're not really living it. And it's like, well, I want to sleep with this woman, I want to sleep with that woman, I want to do this and that. It's been points in time where God has chosen a woman to do it, There's also been points in times where there was a woman who taught a king. I was surprised when I saw that. There was other times where I saw where there was a woman named Priscilla. Look up Priscilla. Y'all can
Yes.
look this up right now as we speak.
Yes.
And she taught somebody who was speaking about God in front of the. She taught that man how to better serve God.
Yeah.
When I saw that inside the scriptures, so I'm just like, people don't bring this stuff up, and people think they know things, and they're like, you can get wisdom from anybody, a man, a woman, somebody older, younger. So it was like you're saying what you're saying is good, but because I take the time to really, sit here and really do this and leave certain stuff inside the 3D realm alone and notice stuff. Now she became more connected with source. So now she's like, I can teach you how to better do this. And she pulled him aside while he was speaking in front of the congregation. Like, look, listen, we need to talk. I'm saying something that's inside the scripture. So look up Priscilla. Look up
Her name is Priscilla Ruger and Deborah.
yeah, Priscilla,
And
Ruga,
Ruger,
Deborah. Look up Ruth
Ruger,
too.
by the way, I have a couple of those. By the way, I love a Ruger. Ruger said, "I appreciate you." He said he was about to troll, but thanks for the information, brother. Look at God. So yeah, that's cool and motivated. So yeah, like I said, like I could be a little bit of a hypocrite, but real what you're saying is actually true. There have been times where I have
Uh-huh.
gone to I have gone to church and there were no men there. So who broke the bread and passed the wine around and gave the opening message was a sister. I mean, it still goes on. I just know that was there would there have and oh no, there was a sister, which it's funny for me calling her sister because she's a friend of mine, but her husband was new to the church. And because he was new, there still was a sister who gave the opening word. So yeah, when there's not a man around, or if the men are not um whatever the proper word is, yes, yes, the Lord does use women. There's a reason why we're around, and he definitely does use women, and in my church too. You could be a sister and you know, go with another sister and take a brother aside. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you think's gonna be happening in these days that's coming up? Like imagine if certain things like I'm not trying to go against my brothers or my sisters, but like let's say that going forward something happened where society starts to collapse. It's like you think a lot of these men or women is gonna be women that's probably trying to sell themselves and do whatever, and then there's gonna be men like if society collapse, you think they like some of them will be. You think they're gonna be worried about preaching about the tribe and bringing together and finding other starseed warriors and other men and children of God. They're probably gonna be looking at women like, I couldn't wait for this to happen. This is my chance. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then there could be women who was like, okay, let me take just like you got to look at society and in history the things that have happened, right?
Hmm.
And when I look at this deep, you got to look at it from the outside layer and in. Like if you want to look at like, all right, and we're gonna use both black and white because I don't want people thinking like, oh, he's just using this. It doesn't matter. Like I rock with energy, whatever color you are. You could look at people like Rosa Parks. Look at what she did for people, right? She was a
Yeah.
woman. Man didn't do that. Look at Harriet Tubman, right? Look
Yeah.
at that woman, Miriam. I forget what her last name is, but she was a white woman who spoke up for women's rights back inside the 60s because if it wasn't for her, guess what? I'm sorry to tell y'all this, but y'all women would not be able to be up on here, up on this platform, because she spoke for women to be able to act and to be seen on TV and not have supporting roles, but to have main roles in all this. I think it was back in
You're
the
right.
30s and 40s. So
Right.
people are like, no, you gotta listen to him. Okay, well, if that's how you want to be, then if that's how you get off the platform, then because there's a woman who spoke up for women to have rights.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
technically, women aren't supposed to be on platforms, on television, and on the media. But after WW1 and all this stuff, that stigmatized got broken and a woman stood up. So it's good things and bad, but you have to look outside the box. Like you can't just
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
just saying, just saying.
Yeah.
And people are
And you know
so,
what?
you know,
We nobody in the church, I mean, I know that there's a verse about women being silent. Nobody ever says women say
Esther.
women not to be quiet. Nobody in my church has ever told a woman to be quiet. And Esther, yeah, definitely in Esther too. When the Lord was at the tomb, the men ran off. Only the women were near. That is correct.
Yup.
That is from Kish. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And Esther too. Yes, yes. Yeah, so that's
Thanks,
why.
moderator.
Yeah, that's a very that was a very good question, and yeah, I mean, hey
R2.
Naomi, what's up?
Yup.
Ron, how you doing? How y'all doing? But yeah, that was a that was a very good question. And like I said, there is some misogyny in my church, but we have, it wasn't well, there's no men here, let's all go home. No, I mean, everybody's encouraged to prophesy. And so I just know how it is, and I guess it is well with me. But yeah, and when I, my brother actually and my brothers and my father, I do talk to them a lot about spirituality to get it from, I always like things balanced, but usually when I'm going through something, I do reach out to another sister.
Right, right. And it's all
And there's a
good.
lot of, I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
There's a lot of I think there's a lot of the experiences where there are more women that are going to church than men are, you know, and in a lot of places. I always say my mom is the closest person to God that I know. That's just fact in my life. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, no, no. I'm listening. I'm listening. And like I said, people got to stop doing that because, like I said, certain things I just really want to say, but I know I can't. But there's just like certain
No, you
things behind
can.
the
This is
scenes.
your channel. You could say what you need to say. I'm sure. I knew
Like,
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
get.
just keep it like this. There's people behind it nowhere. It's just like sometimes people know, and it's just like they look at the general population and they laugh at certain things, and I think their worst kind of contentious fear is people starting to wake up and see things for what they are. Because let's just say there's been certain things that have been implanted, you know, and
Hmm.
there's people out here that's like, wages to. Are these people gonna wake up? Is this people gonna see this, or oh, this has been put here? You can take it or you can leave it, but it's been put out there for you just now, and it's just like there's wages
Yeah.
on that, for what is and what's not, and for people to truly see things for what it is, and people are running around here going by things that they're taught, and I'm not talking about religion or anything, but just so-called social norms
Hmm.
where
Right.
people are doing things just because it's like, okay, I have to do this because this seems right, or I can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. One second, y'all.
Oh, okay. Women have always outnumbered men in church. Um, well, studies show that too, that women actually give more too in the church. Women are more
Yeah.
likely to give
Yeah.
in the church settings. Women are more likely to be more helpful and all that kind of stuff. And I know
Right.
why that is. That's because women are built on the object and of nurture. They're very nurturing creatures. It's just in them, and people can oh, that's not. Yes, it is. Women have nurturing spirits. It's instilled with them from birth. Men are
Right.
built on nature, and
Yeah.
that's fine. And women are built on nurture. Like,
Right.
that's just how it is, and people gotta realize that's the bottom line. That just is what it is. And women are very loving creatures, and that's why women. You know, people are like, oh well, women cry and all this stuff. So what? Most women are empaths or empathic.
I'm definitely an empath. Definitely a cry baby.
And see, there's nothing wrong with crying. What people have to understand, don't take that as something being weak. If you're empathic, right? If you want, like I said, There's a correlation between all this. Being empathic, being an
Uh-huh.
empath, being a chosen one, being one of God, being a healer, being a starseed, whatever, right?
Mhm.
You have to realize that when you take on energy from someone else, so basically if you like let's say that your specific job is this job and you've been chosen to do this as a purpose, and you encounter somebody who's got a low vibrational energy on them, or a spirit or demonic, energy, or a spirit, a shadow being on them, you end up um encountering their energy, right? So what
Mhm.
happens is you take that on, but your body has to expel it somehow. So people wonder why you're crying. You're expelling that energy that comes with you. And it's like, it is what it is. That's why when you encounter these things, so it's not that you're weak, you're trying to get it out. And it's a natural thing. That's why sometimes when people cry, they feel better. I don't
Yeah.
cry. I think when I was younger, I used to, but now something happened where we're just like, there's like a limiter where I see things for what it is. And it's just like, people got to do better. You understand what I'm saying?
What do you
What's
mean
going
you
on?
don't cry?
I don't cry. I don't.
So when you're sad, you never get tearful? You don't get tears in your eyes?
No, I just sit like, I don't want
I
to be
don't is
telling all
that
my stuff, but I just sit there, and I'll sit there for like a few minutes, and I'll stare, and then it processes, and I'll let it process and let that feeling go past me at an exponential light speed to a point where I'm processing it super fast, and then I let that feeling go because I don't want to dwell on it too long. And this is what I try to impart on people to try to develop that sense. But I don't know if they can have that because that's something that's on me. But I have a job to do, right?
Mhm.
So I don't really have time to sit and cry and sit in depression. Does those thoughts come to me? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
they are processed at such an accelerated rate that I'll sit there and I'll think about it, but I won't dwell on it. And I'll immediately close the door on that subject and that object because I guess that that's my thing to do. And I want people to try to do the same thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's just with me. So it's not that I'm not sympathetic. I do feel these things. I feel people. I am sad for certain situations. But if I sit in it too long, I'm not going to be no good for nobody or no good for myself. And if I'm
I
supposed to
think
be
sitting
helping
sitting
people,
in it for too long, I don't know, maybe I just have a feeling that it's not healthy to not cry. I don't know why I feel that way.
no, but I mean, see, contrary to that, when I was younger, I used to be that person. I used to let things bother me. I used to do this. I used to sit and sometimes I used to cry, all that stuff. And it got to a point where I started to understand that if you keep thinking about a certain subject and cry, like there's a difference between crying and stuff, but I think some people have depression, and then depression turns into thoughts, and the becoming thoughts turn into grief. And that's like, I want to help people get grief and the depression away from them because there's a way, because if you sit in it too long, it turns into trauma
Oh,
and
okay, for
traumas.
sure.
And I don't
Yeah,
want
for
it to be
sure.
trauma for me. Like, I don't want it to turn into trauma
Got you, got
because
you.
I
Okay.
can't lead nobody if
Okay,
I'm
okay, okay. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay, okay. Alright, alright. Alright, big up, big up. Hey the Isaac family.
what's up,
Tina's
Isaac? What's up
Mofo
to you?
Show. What's up, sis? Walkman assassins. Y'all, I am not against y'all. I have been in administration. I've been a manager. Um, and I've been a good manager at that. Um, Walkman assassin said, um, what did Walkman assassin said? Something about women scientists or
Oh yeah, yeah. Women's. Do you know who built our flying machines and the schematics to get up to the outermost atmosphere and the stratosphere? A woman. Like, if it wasn't for a woman building that, we wouldn't be having, stratospheric flying machines to be able to, map out this and map out the planet and all that stuff. A woman came up with the schematics too. I don't know how she did that, but she literally came up with the schematics to build a ship.
We're smart like that. What about
Yeah.
Walkman assassins? What about the women scientists that made groundbreaking contributions to the technological advancements of our current status? Also
That's
says
what I was talking about.
fertility is the mainstay of all things, which announces that women are the primary source of our mental health of civilization. Yes. Hey,
Well, that's
Gar,
true because
Jamaica. Hey, Cool
women are
Vibe.
comforters.
Women are what?
Women are comforters. Like, like a
Oh, yeah.
savage, a woman can help tame a savage beast. And
Mhm.
that's why the betterment of certain women, like certain people have to realize that sometimes a woman could calm you down, or if you're alternate and if somebody takes on a female role, and if you're a guy or another guy, it don't matter. That
Walking
female
assassins, peace, peace. Have a peaceful afternoon and
peace,
evening.
seven.
Thank you so much to your contribution to the channel,
Thank
to the
you.
chat. Peace to
Thank
you. Yeah.
Like I said, it's all an association of roles, and I think we got to get out of that mindset of people thinking that, oh, because you're a female, you're only the person that can cook. It's like men can cook too and be cooks too. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um,
You and listen, most chefs, most well-known chefs, most the chefs with most accolades are actually men. Yeah.
right. The men can do this, and
But
if
you're
it's
talking about societal norms, but yeah, men can,
societal
yeah.
norms,
Yeah.
because people now having a stigmatism, but guess what? Like, if you were going through something, right? Like, I know certain people think that, oh, this is gender specific for something, but I personally know, men and or women who, like, especially women that can take out a small platoon of men, and I'm very surprised at that. Like, they can take out a small platoon of men, or if you were having an emergency, right? You call 911. I'm sure your mind's not going to be thinking like, oh, well, I don't want somebody's about to, take my life or do this or something. If they sent a woman, or like, let's say that, you're not going to be, oh, a woman shouldn't be a cop. You're going to be like, oh, I want this woman to save me, pull out the hammer and get this person. Or if your life is
I mean,
inside danger
I'm in
and
Texas.
you're black or white, oh, I
I'm
don't
in
want this black
Texas.
person to save me.
We
I don't want this white person to save me. At the
we
end of
keep
the
a
day,
hammer
you know,
in Texas. We keep the women, we keep one on us.
Listen, I don't blame, because some can be very disgusting and mean and horrible. I know.
Yeah.
What up,
Yeah.
Abstract Duty? What up, gang?
Abstract beauty.
So that's another thing that I was tapping into is this. Well, unless you want to get into something else real quick, one of the other topics.
No societal norms, but you're talking about gender roles as well.
Yeah, and with gender
Should
roles,
they,
and I
my goodness. I'm y'all. Like I love traditional gender roles sometimes.
it's
But
not wrong with it.
I do know that we have to um what's the word? We have to keep it's just me. That's just my me personally. I don't know. I had to put coolant in my car the other day and I was just like, I wish I had I wish I didn't have to do these things, but I don't know. Hey Von Boop.
Right, what's going on, Vaughn? What's going on, Abstract Beauty? What's going on, Kumari? How y'all feeling?
Hey
Abstract Beauty.
Kamari. Peace,
Um,
Kamari.
I don't think what people understand, and like, this is what I like to bring to attention to people, is the facts of the matter of what, like, I know a lot of like, and it's okay, brothers out there, certain brothers might not like certain things where it's like women shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that, right? But
Hmm.
what people fail to realize is after WW1 and WW2, right?
Hmm.
so many millions and millions of men got sent off to fight, right?
Right.
We lost millions and
Yeah.
millions and millions of male
Yes.
lives.
Yes.
This put a huge strain on the United States of America.
Mhm.
Now, due to that, a lot of those men who had to go over there, they were the men who uh, knew how to do this and sell real estate and build this and work inside factories. We had over 10 million, 15 million men who knew all those missing. We then almost had a societal collapse. What they ended up doing
Right.
was they
Mhm.
saw that women were able to do these things. So that's why they brought them into the workforce to assume some of these gender specific roles and children. That's why they
Mhm.
emancipated them at
Right.
younger ages and they
Right.
were
Yeah.
allowed to work at the age of 14 because we had such
Oh,
loss of
right.
life of
Yeah.
male. So
Yeah. I didn't
people
even
are like,
remember. Yeah. Cool
exactly. So
guys. Peace to
now,
you, sis. Peace to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace. Peace to you. That's a good point about the women and the kids too. That's a good point. I forgot about the
yeah,
kids.
that's
Yeah.
what happened. and
Yeah.
and it people
True.
forget. And then since they did such a good job, and they're like, okay, now they know how to do this, and now we had to wait another decade and a
Mhm.
half for you know those particular teens to grow up into being adults, and then that's why we started letting in nationals, and that's when they started bringing in different people like the Italians, more blacks, Italians,
Mhm.
Chinese national to
Yeah.
help fill inside these spots because so
Oh.
we can fight all we want of, oh, women shouldn't do
Oh.
that, but that's what it is.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, got it, got it. That makes
Yeah, so
sense. Okay,
I'm just bringing
okay.
facts to the
No, no, no,
to
no,
the
no.
to the table.
Oh, no, no, no. That's great. That's awesome. I didn't even think
Right.
about that. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man. So
A lot
so
of sense.
the societal norms we have, it's like, guess what? What if that happens again? Women are gonna have to step up,
Yeah.
or men or younger boys. It's just a sad thing that happens, but it's the truth of the matter. And people can try to, oh, we need to manipulate this all we want. You have to realize you live inside a place which is so diverse, no matter
Mhm.
what you do or your idealistic, ideologies of what we want, it can be
Yeah.
good to a certain area, but as the
Right.
full, you know, state of things, it's like it is what it is. Like this is a big pot of beef stew, which has
Mhm.
potatoes in it, carrots, freaking stones, onions, celery. It's so many mixed up people, so many mixed up things. There's no, oh, everybody should be this and everybody should be that. It's like because of the diversity we have,
Don't
it's
don't
gonna
give
be
away your
almost
age.
near impossible.
Don't give away your
But,
age. But I know about that stone soup.
oh no, I remember that from school. Remember Stone Soup?
Yeah. And I was
I'm
craving like pot
117
roast.
years old and I look
I
good for
was
my age
craving
now.
like pot roast today. I don't even
Are
think
you
I ate it today. I was like craving pot roast.
right?
Stone soup. Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's
yeah.
all good.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
all
That's
good.
right. That yeah.
And
All
now,
right.
we can touch on one quick more thing because then after I do have to cut this short.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I know some people might not like this, but the I don't want to say the red pill versus blue pill aspect.
Mhm.
So I see that there are a lot of people out here who do adhere to those aspects, right? And I think it's funny when certain people want certain things, but you have to be able to step up to a plate to fit that mold to be able to want these things. So, like, let's say that there's women out here like, well, I want a man to be able to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and he got to be able to do this. But okay, what do you bring? What do you bring to the table? But and it's like, okay, that's it. Or certain red pill guys, listen, I want a woman, and she got to cook, she got to clean, she got to shut up. She got to know how to lay on her back and get her back cracked. She got to learn how to, if I want to look at other women, I want a monogamous relationship when it comes to her. But if I want a poly relationship, I'm the man, so you got to listen to me. So it just be funny where everybody's all over the place, and people have to understand. Yes, there's different cultures have different things. Certain believe in some believe in poly, some believe in monogamous. It's all where you come from. Because I know it, like if you want to go to certain places, like let's say if you go to like Africa or like the Middle East, right? They believe in having multiple wives. You come here, it's like no one. Look at certain parts of the scripture. Certain people have multiple wives. I,
I think people still practice it, but they just can't legally get married. Well, of course
right,
they
right,
practice
right.
it. Duh. People do practice it. They just can't legally get married too. And that's their culture. The women
Cultural thing.
understand that that's part of the culture. And I think that if you do want to have a relationship like that, that needs to be like um, something you lead with. I'm not going to go too deep into the red pill, blue pill, pink pill. I do feel like they're
Yeah.
all poison. I do feel like they're all poison, and I do feel like when it comes to um,
Yeah, because there's idiots
can
on
I
both
say
sides.
black? Because I believe that when it comes to Black America, it's extra poisonous for us because the push to keep us separate is really, really strong, really, really strong. And I think that um, we gotta be careful of these pills that are being shoved down our throat. So there was a time, and actually, I had to apologize to some people. There was a time like I was listening to the lady's name is Cynthia G, and yeah, I was listening to her, and I was just like, well, there's a difference between getting your heart broken and then the stuff that she was saying on her show became so outrageous that it was like, dang, girl, like you are poisoned. You are poisoned. The
Right.
things that you are saying, it's becoming anti-black, and you're a black woman. You're anti-black men, then you're becoming anti-black. I just feel like when it comes to the pills, I think Black America needs to not take them. They don't benefit us in any way, and the divide that's becoming almost comical now, the way that we talk about each other. Um, and it's not the majority, thank God, but I think that we do need to be very careful about the pills we take. And as a nurse, you got to be very careful about the pills, the real life pills you take. So, yes, be very careful. And I'm not going to get too deep into it because you said you got to go, but I think that I think that all of this I could really go there, but looking at it, I just we do need each other. There's no it's nothing wrong, it's
Of
nothing wrong
course.
with wanting to be with a man. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be with a woman, wanting to be loved and wanting to be, appreciated and, taken care of. Um,
It's nothing wrong. To each their own. That's what I tell everybody. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you just real fast.
no, you're good, good, good.
Whatever works with your situation, people need to stop putting a one size fits all on certain situations
This is
because
true.
it's like we now live in a society where it's like this woman could be healthier than this man, so she might have to end up taking care of you, or this man, might have generational wealth on him to be able to
Right.
help this woman, or now we live
Hmm.
in a society where it's like I'm in a county where some of the top millionaires are nothing but women,
Right.
and they're making high end six figures. Like the majority of the women, they make $160,000 or more. So it's like we have to realize that now what we want because of the different societal build and now where women are able to have Fortune 500 companies, they're be able to become CEOs or certain men that we got to concentrate on our health and everything. We can want all we want, but then it's just like I be looking at things like, well, how come women be outliving men sometimes, or this and that? And I think us as men, we stress too much a little bit, and we need to calm down with that. And that's why, because
Oh
now I
wow.
see, yeah, because it's like because we have a stigma that's put on us too much, where it's like we got to be the man. We're not allowed to cry. We're not allowed to vent our feelings. we end up stressing too much where certain men, now I gotta do this, I gotta have my drink, I gotta have my smoke, I gotta do this, I gotta take this, and I'm eating unhealthy, right? And then women, they're not, because the burden is not super super heavy on them, they can be emotional creatures amongst themselves. Men can't do that amongst another, so now it comes out another way. So now
Mhm.
they fight, they pick up a vice, and that's what
Yeah,
I feel
you're
that
right.
leads to to men maybe having shorter lifespans. That's just something that I've been picking up on, and I'm just like, so now if we could switch that, where men's advocacy as well as women's advocacy, if we can just stop fighting against one another, like, oh, women is this, and oh, well, men is this, ain't no good men, and oh, the world, women are whores. It's like, shut
I'm
up
a
and
strong,
let's fix
single,
the
independent
problem,
woman who don't need no man.
right? Like,
I don't
let's
need
let,
no
let's
man.
right. Let and it's just like, okay, yes, we what's going on, SBK? We do got some.
What's up, SBK? What's up, Abstract Beauty? One Life Man. That's Kevlar, baby. Kevlar. What's up, Queen's Alchemy?
Hey, Queens, what's going on? Avis here, sorry here, right? Like we have to understand that yes, we've gone to a point where women had no choice but to be strong for themselves, and I know why that happened, because let's just say growing up, certain men will play certain women to a certain point where women will be like, well, okay, I see how certain guys are. So they had no choice but to stay to themselves. And they're like, okay, since I can't find a man who's going to, support me in that way of the traditional, I have no choice, because certain men inside this area, this geographical positioning of where I stay, they keep playing games. So now I got to take the initiative to build up for myself. That's what people got to understand. Like, I know women and girls who've gone through that. Like, I'm from a certain area where the surrounding cities, everybody's like being a player. So it's just like, okay, well, these women, I'm not getting picked and chosen because these guys want to play around. So I'm gonna go now. Now these guys getting locked up. Now you got multiple baby mamas and all this is happening. I'm gonna go work and build this up for myself. So now those guys who were playing around all those years, not wanting to take certain women seriously because they got to get their numbers up. Now, oh, this woman is independent, and it's just like, nah, bro, do y'all see what all y'all was doing? Y'all was playing around. So she had no choice but to get into her studies and work and become, like, if that makes sense. That's
It makes
not
sense.
all, but some women just choose to, I don't like men and men is stupid. And I go, don't be like that either.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I'm not taking no sides. I'm just pointing out factors, y'all.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm just pointing out factors.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Like I said, and don't think that any of these things that I say reflects any of my views on people or society or men or women. This is just a straight discussion that we're having of different perspectives and things that pop up inside society, that you have to speak the truth of the matter. It's not every woman or every man, and it's like not every man is bad, not every woman is bad. It's different plots that we just have to look at. And
Mhm.
instead of critical thinking, sometimes you gotta have abstract thinking. You have to. That's like if you see a bridge and the bridge is broken and you don't have enough wood and still enough to build a bridge and build up the beams. Now you're like, okay, critical thinking, I gotta build another bridge. Abstract thinking, you're gonna look, well, I don't have enough materials. How am I gonna get across? You know what? I'll build a tunnel. If I can't get across through a bridge, so now you're thinking
Yeah.
abstractly at a situation.
Mhm. Abstract beauty. There are men and women all over the world, not just in the city the person is in. That's absolutely true.
Thank you. And people don't want to leave the city. They just want to be stuck inside the same city and state, don't go nowhere, won't travel. And in their minds, well, no, all women is bad and all men is bad. And no, you ain't rubbing toenails with me tonight. Like, it just stop.
You know what? You know what? This is gonna be, oh my goodness. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I'm gonna say it. So, like, a lot of like people that know me know that I well, I'm not dating. I'm not dating. I haven't for years, and I'm doing the whole celibacy thing. But when I do, like, I'm very like loyal to black men. But there was this one guy I felt like me, he wasn't black. I should have like maybe like gave him a chance. And then recently I've been like, you know what? If a non-black man likes you, like you need to give them a chance. Just like I feel like maybe I need to not be so. I mean, I feel like it's my preference, but I feel like if that's not who the Lord has for me, maybe I need to pray about when I'm when I'm where I'm supposed to be. I need to pray about being more open, like being more open to um another race. Yeah.
Right, right, right. I
Fantastic
mean,
Five. What's up? Hey, Mr. Meek. Hey, y'all.
what up, One Life? What up, Mr. Meeks? What up, Glow Joe? How you feeling? What up,
Hey,
Abstract? Make sure I ain't missing
Joe.
nobody. What up, Fun Taz? Good to
Hey, y'all.
see
Hey, y'all.
y'all.
Hey. Yeah.
One does big up yourself. Glow Joe, One Life, man. Truth. I
Big
said
up
it like,
yourself.
right, right, right.
Big
So,
up all yourself.
sorry, I've been overtaking you and you've been overtaking me, but it's still fun because I like it. They here, look at this man, he's sassy in the mother and did, but I'm still
No,
more
no, no,
manly
no,
than you.
no. No, no,
Nah,
no,
but
no. It's been a great conversation.
well, thank you, Glow Joe. I
Oh,
appreciate
thanks,
that.
Bro
Look at
Joe.
you. She hit me with the 100 piece. Nah, I
I
appreciate
was
that.
here, just walked away from the phone. It's all good, Fantastic Five. It's all good in the hood.
So, as Senna, like if you want to follow her channel's Life of Senna, as she mentioned before, which is a good thing. So instead of us coming with the topics that come to mind or with been bestowed upon us to come up with or what we to talk about, what are some subjects? Because I don't want to feel like we're hogging this and not talking about things y'all want to talk about. But if not, oh well, we still gonna come up with topics. Um, what type of things would y'all like to talk about on this platform, or like going forth inside the future, would you like to see brought up that we can possibly, bring forth to light on here, and things that, you feel needs to be touched on in any subjects? Anybody? Nice time here. Thanks you both. No, no, no problem. Because I know certain people have certain subjects that they might want to
Yeah,
people to tap into. And it's like, don't be afraid to mention it. It's okay. Don't be afraid, like, oh, well, then screw what people think. Oh, well, we can talk about it because that's how you uplift yourself is by speaking your truth and being somebody who's not afraid to say what your piece is. Once you start doing that, there's no telling how high you can go and how much you can build yourself up.
absolutely. He
How to
says how
build
to
a good
build a
self.
good channel.
Okay. We can definitely discuss that. Now, when I bring that up, I'm just gonna give you aspects from my perspective on what I do, and it can go to three things that you can tap into, whether it's short videos, long videos, lives, and how to be use your personality or whoever you are for your advantage. It's different things, so there's no one size fits all. So I know some people are like, no, that's not it. There's so many people on here have different aspects. You just have to set yourself and then find that crowd. Because sometimes we got a crowd, but they might not necessarily like what we have, but they'll still support us. But because there's some people who they don't like me, but they'll still support. They don't like, I don't like what you're telling about. YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, don't care, you know?
And y'all, shout out to y'all. I thought I was gonna get chewed up a little bit with some of the things that I said, but y'all are
Okay.
great.
Let me
The
screenshot
effects
that.
of rest and black woman. Okay. The exploration of society's standards of beauty for people of color. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. I'm going to say later for now. Okay, everyone, blessings to you and all love, peace. Have a peaceful evening, Mr. Meeks. Thank you so
Uh,
much for your contribution to the channel.
Thank you,
The
Mr. Meek.
exploration of society standards of beauty for people of color. Okay. But when you say people of color, I like, I feel like Asian, Hispanic is part of that. I don't know.
I think I definitely know what they're talking about. You know, the hood standards of, oh, you got to have your hair done and this and that and the high heels and red bottoms, and I got to have my Jordans or I got to have my chain. And if you don't, you're whack and you're under, like, you know how you got to spend money just to, and it's
That
like,
go
I
that
know,
some of that conversation is with the pills too. Some of these pills y'all be swallowing, honey.
right, right. Definitely. That's definitely something that we can tap into. But,
That'd be a great conversation. That would be a very, very good conversation.
right. If y'all definitely,
Good night, Mr. Meeks.
good night, Mr. Meeks. I definitely appreciate y'all showing up. Fashion class. Hold on. I'm trying to put your channel inside here because you're
How do you do
very
that? Fashion
well.
class and creative outlet of modesty.
Fashion class. All right, let me screenshot that and I'll tap in, get my knowledge from that from my otherworldly books. No, I'm just kidding. Medication, self medication, and healing from trauma. That's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one right there.
Self-medication. Come through, come through. Healing from trauma. Let's talk about it.
Ooh,
Let's talk
ooh,
about it.
yes. That's what I want people to
You
do.
writing these down real?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm taking screenshots.
Oh, you're taking screenshot. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Abstract beauty, abstract beauty. Peace and blessings to you. Medication, self-medication, healing from trauma. That's gonna be a good
Yeah,
conversation.
definitely a good one. Definitely a
You
good
guys
one.
are coming up with some good stuff.
I know. Look at you. And then we can tap into these things and see where we can go from here because you know it needs to be met. Triggers and heal. Ooh, triggers and
I love
healing.
that.
Yep. Because there's certain people on here be trying to trigger me, and I just be wanting to slap the taste out their haggish mouth. But I be chilling. I be chilling.
Real,
I'm a good boy.
who are these people that are hating? Like I know who hates on me. Like it's it's I know who hates on me. I don't maybe it's in another niche. Maybe it's in another niche.
It's just out of another niche, but like, let's say who I thought would be hating on me and going against me. Like I said, I don't want to be that type of channel, y'all. But what's going to thank you both for an amazing library time. This beautiful, real conversation. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Queen of Cards, Shalom,
But
peace to you.
I would expect more men to have started to go against me. But believe it or not, on this platform, I don't know what, and I'm nice to people on this platform. I'm chill. I'm cool. I've
Mhm.
donated. You know, I do give backs and
Mhm.
certain, but believe it or not, it's women, certain women that have gone against me for some odd reason, and I don't know why. You know what
That's
I'm
weird.
saying? Yeah,
Because you're
it's
very pro
weird.
women. You're very pro woman.
Yeah, that and that's the thing that kind of saddens me is because I am, you know, like I'm pro life, but I do side with certain women and my brothers too. I side with them, but it's sad when I try to help the women out and then be on their side, and then certain women just, you know, I don't do anything to these people, nothing, nothing, and they just, I don't know, out of nowhere, just turn on me, and I just, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna
It's something
still.
within them. It's something within themselves that they see that they are lacking.
Yeah, and they need to
Yeah.
stop looking at me like I'm some sort of, oh, he's probably stuck up and all this, and it's like I could be far from that. They probably think I have no idea. They probably think
Well,
I'm.
yeah, you got to get to know a person. You got to get to know a person.
Yeah.
Hashtag after dark. I feel like I need to follow you. Pro show broken. And having triggers doesn't make you ungodly. Neither does being angry. Righteous anger. Broke or unhealing souls are haters, and haters are fan. It happens a lot. Abstract beauty. Broken and unhealing, and so you have to have a little bit of grace for people, in their brokenness and their unhealingness, because we've all been broken. We've all been through some kind of brokenness, and it's like I tell my patients, you working in psych, um, I don't understand what you're going through. Never, even if I've gone through something similar, I don't understand what you're going through. But everybody has had problems with mental illness. Everybody has, even if you had anxiety once in your life, that's a mental illness, depression. Everybody's experienced depression at some time. So yeah, there's definitely some broken brokenness, and I pray, and I wish that you people would, because when I started on a journey, and when I started on a, emotional journey, I realized that there was stuff in me that I didn't even know I had a problem with until God brought it up, and I was like, "Oh dang, yeah, heal that, heal that." So I encourage people to heal. I encourage people to be happy, to be joyful, to be prosperous. And when I say prosperous, I do mean money. Okay, I do mean money. To be loving towards one another, take care of one another, and please take care of the homeless. Please be graceful, merciful, be generous to the homeless population.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
I see people being added to that population. Um, and it's not, you would be surprised at who is, who falls on hard times, and you'd be surprised at a lot of things that are going on in this world. And so try your best to be as graceful as you can to people, even if they're being evil towards you. I don't think that you should be around them, or allow them in your space, but definitely realize that
Right, right,
ignorance
right, right.
from just a glance. YouTube is a glance. It's true. People can't be fixed if they don't want to be. That's true. That's true. These people need healing for themselves. All we can do is stay away from those types. Yeah, definitely stay away from them. Definitely stay away. Coffee, I love you. Dilated eyes can't see using top to text listening in. Oh, coffee. Hey, coffee bitch.
Right.
Is this channel a podcast?
Hmm.
Is this channel a podcast?
Uh, no, it's more so my channel is built on motivation. Yes, we have
Hmm.
podcast textual things
Motivation for
and
sure.
comedic stuff. Also, like my life that I bring to the camera. So it's kind of a little bit of a mixture of anything. But certain days we do certain things. You understand that we have. Excuse me, y'all.
Are you glitching?
Hello, are y'all here? Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me? I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I can hear you. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's talking.
Mixed swagger 4X. Our entire culture is maneuvering through trauma and finding ways to cope with it. Some overcome, others are consumed by it. I love that.
Right.
Okay. Listen, let's it's time to roll out. It's time to
Right.
roll out. Yeah, it's time to roll out. We got all you guys suggestions. I think that a lot of them we could spend a lot of time on. Peace and blessings to you all. Real as always. Thank you so, so, so much for inviting me. I'm enjoying these weekly um sessions. They've been very, very healing towards me. The chat has been amazing. Um, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, real do you think that you would do a Spotify or something soon, or
I don't know. That's the third person that has
Peace,
mentioned that to me.
Fantastic Five?
Um,
Yeah.
I don't really. What is the name of the lady there? That's Senna. That's Life of Senna. I had put her name inside here before. Like me, I just go with the flow.
Garth, you're actually a subscriber of mine. I've shared you out, sweetheart, and you have come to my channel and left comments.
What's up,
So
Miss
I'll share
Swaggy?
you out. I'll share you out today. I'll share you out today, Garth. But you're actually a subscriber of mine, and
What's
I've
her
shared
at
you out before.
so we could subscribe? Yeah, I put her at right there. So yeah, y'all could definitely subscribe to her. It's Life of Senna.
Thank you guys.
Yes, definitely. It's good to see y'all. Yeah. So we're gonna cut it short. And no, I don't know anything about Spotify and all that stuff. Like people have asked me about that, and I mean, to me, I'm just doing a flow because I would like to become a little bit more refined in what I do. So if it ever happens, it happens. But to me, it's just I don't think about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just flow and whatever comes, comes. That's how I
Organic.
look at it. I don't yeah, it's
Organic.
I'm very organic. I could care
Mhm.
less. I could care less.
That's why he's part of the tribe, y'all. That's why he's part of the tribe.
But definitely, thank you, Senna. I definitely appreciate you for coming up here and join us, you
Absolutely.
know, in the future for much more things. We'll discuss some of the topics that y'all wrote down. Peace,
Excited.
blessings,
Blessings,
love,
peace,
light,
shalom,
good
light,
energy, positive
happiness,
energy. You know what I'm saying? Up there somewhere
affirmations.
inside
Yes.
a higher abstract. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. And we will definitely see y'all sometime soon. No problem. Thank you too. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for every like. Thank you
Blessings.
for every chill. Thank you for every super. Thank you for every gift. Thank you even for just chilling. And those of you inside the
Yeah.
bushes, thank you for just hiding inside the bushes watching me. It's like I appreciate y'all. There we go.
Thank you, Fantastic Five. Good night.
Yeah, y'all take it easy. I didn't popped off. All right, y'all. Oh well, thank you. Look at that. Thank you, Abstract Beauty. Good thing I popped right up on here. Something I had slid right off and you said that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Received a membership. Look at you. Thank you for doing that. I definitely appreciate that. And thank you for coming through. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate that. And I'm very thankful for y'all. I'm very appreciative of all y'all who have showed up. It means a lot to me. So y'all done made these cheeks smile, made this beard, come through. So I appreciate y'all and thank you, Abstract Beauty. Realize I gotta message you on what's your IG. I'm email me because I can't think of it now. It's like Funkles. It's something. I'm gonna put it on your channel. If you can get my email, it's Freshwater. If you go to my description, it's there. Email me because I don't use IG like that, but I use it to communicate. Email me tonight. Go to my description, get my email, and I'll drop it. If you don't leave me an email, anybody want to reach out to me and talk, we can. If not, I'll leave it on your page. Okay, Lori? Add me on IG so I can message you, okay? Will do. Is your name the okay. I'll do that from your bio. Yeah, I'll do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go there now and do it. All right. Go to your channel. All right, so expect me, and I'll send you a message to know that it's me. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night, and thank you again, Abstract. Thank you for all y'all people who came through. Thank you for the likes. I will catch you in the future. Don't know when that will be, but it won't be too long. Possibly on the weekend. Y'all have a great evening. Y'all know what I say. Have a great, clear mind. Do something great and creative. And anybody that's been weighing on y'all, don't let them win inside your mind. Push it out your mind and do something great. Because remember, I said so. Don't be sad. You can't be sad. You can't be mad. Be glad and be happy tonight. Remember, like I'm good energy. You can't be sad. I didn't give you that permission. Be happy tonight. You feel me? That's what we doing here. All right. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Bye, y'all.